Is he gone?
Is he gone?
Okay.
Are we good?
Okay, we're good.
Are we good?
We're good. Oh. Whew. All right.
I didn't even get time to put on my hat.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Ruin Respawn podcast. We have been delayed for a while. The big guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you couldn't tell already, we are back on the topic of Resident Evil 3.
Yes, sir.
As you can tell from the umbrella logo behind us.
Oh, yeah.
And I have quite a bit to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, why weren't you here last time?
I was getting chased by the big guy.
Yeah, for those who don't know, we were going to record this sooner, but this guy right here decided to not show up.
Sorry, not sorry.
All
I'm
right,
kidding.
bro.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, what should we talk about first?
It's up to you.
All right,
Yeah.
I think we start with Carlos.
Carlos?
With Carlos.
What do you want to talk about with Carlos?
He reminds me a lot of Leon.
In what ways?
Like, kind of one base appearance,
Mm-hmm.
and in, like, conviction.
His long curly hair. His long curly locks.
No, but, like, his conviction. He stands up for what's right and all
Mhm.
this, right? Regardless of what everyone is saying.
Mm-hmm.
So does Leon.
Yeah.
Like, Leon multiple times was told, like, leave someone for dead, save himself, and he chose not to.
Mm-hmm. Good example is Zeta Wong.
Still hate her. Still do.
Dude,
Still
why?
do.
Why?
Because hired gun.
You don't get the full context. I can't tell you. But if you play Resident Evil 4, you'll understand.
Yeah, I like that he's very similar to Leon, and through his part of Resident Evil 3,
Mhm.
you can see, like, because at first I'm gonna admit I didn't believe you when you said that Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 2 were taking place at the same time.
Why would you not believe me?
Because like just when I first started playing it, it didn't seem applicable to me. In a
So the
sense.
fact that they're both
It was just, like,
they're
location.
both taking place in Raccoon City during the outbreak.
Okay. Do you know how many?
What do you
other-
mean, okay?
Do you know how many other games and like movies and shows take place in the same place but at different times?
You do realize that they bombed Raccoon City in a day, right?
And right now I believe you, okay? Because with
I can't believe you.
when you see Carlos's gameplay, right? He goes through RPD.
Mm-hmm.
One, you see the cop you see in Resident Evil 2 who got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And now that makes sense because you had
Mhm.
told me if you go watch the last one, it was pretty good. In Resident Evil 2, right when we first talked about the cop officer, what was his officer?
Braha, something like that.
Yeah, and he got hurt because he hesitated
Mm-hmm.
when facing one of the zombies
Mm-hmm.
because he said sorry to
Yeah.
it as it was about to pop him in the head,
Mhm.
and it said sorry in a broken voice back,
Mm-hmm.
and it took that chance to get
Mhm.
him. So that makes sense. And then you also see some entry points that you didn't see before,
Mm-hmm.
like in the locker room
Mhm.
when Carlos uses the bomb to break open the wall. And then you get to see how some of the dead bodies from Resident Evil 2 got where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So everything kind of tied together after seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me believe it. Oh, yeah, no, these are happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, where was Leon during all of this? Because I know he didn't arrive
At
immediately.
the point where you beat the game with him is like 75% of the way through Resident Evil 3.
Oh.
So at the point where let's say Resident Evil 2 happens before 3.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, hold on.
Remember, you said they happened at the same time.
I think I have this backwards. Because Carlos goes to RPD after the events of everything that happened with Leon inside of RPD. At that point, you're already in the sewers facing like the giant crocodile and all that.
Okay.
So at that point, Leon's already making his way to the raccoon facility, or not raccoon facility, the umbrella facility.
Speaking of.
And what was I gonna say? Carlos, after RPD goes into, have you been to the hospital?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
There was a mention of that with one of the doctors. He said that he was trapped in a hospital and that he was the only one who had a cure for the T-virus.
That's where Carlos is going to go after the...
Yeah, that's what I assumed. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, what a tieback. I mean, everything that you see and the codes to safes that you can find in Resident Evil 3 and RPD are the same Resident Evil 2. That's like, I don't see many games with that much tieback to the same locations. Because what I know from a lot of games I played, like Black Ops 3, if there's a location that you were in previously, and you go back, the locations you saw from the past are cut off, so that there's no way to really explore if they're the same. They make sure there's a different path to follow. In Resident Evil 3, they made sure that you follow the same path. So that is like next level connection between games.
And I think it's very interesting because Resident Evil is the only like AAA zombie game that's ever done that before. I think a lot of games that you see like Left 4 Dead 2, let's go with like COD Zombies, Dead Space, all those zombie games, they always have you set on one path. And Resident Evil does the same thing, but they intertwine it with multiple different points between separate games. And so I think that's very interesting that Resident Evil is able to pull that off and make it still enticing to continue on and see how this goes.
Especially with the state of games right now, with all of the AAA companies kind of making crappy games that cost a fortune, while indie developers are doing way better than they are. Like, how are you a multi-million-dollar company and get outdone by some dude in his basement?
That's what I'm saying. Resident Evil is the only like AAA zombie game that is actually lived up to what it is.
It's one of the few AAA games that actually are worth
the buy. Yes.
Yeah. Someone we definitely have to talk about, because every time I see him, he gets more infuriating, is Nemesis. I remember at first when we were talking about Resident Evil 2, I mistook Tyrant for Nemesis. Never again, because Nemesis is nothing like Tyrant.
Nemesis is stronger and faster.
Yeah, I can see that, considering if you shoot something at him and he dodges, he decides to bolt at you like a bullet train, just dead on.
That's not including his second phase.
Yeah, which I only got a brief view of, because I had to cut. But it's terrifying. And I'm still trying to figure out, how did he transform like that? I would think, because if he has the T-virus, right? And we learned about the G-virus from last time. William, what was his name? William Birkin infected himself with the G-virus, and it causes immense adaptation to whatever it becomes exposed to.
Well, the difference between the G-virus and the T-virus is a lot more. It's a lot stronger than the G-virus. But the reason why William Birkin transforms so much is because the amount of G-virus he's infected with. Because in Resident Evil 2, those zombies are infected with the G-virus, and as you can see, they're mutated, but they're not like extremely mutated like William Birkin was, because they only got small doses from like scratches and bites. That's basically it. He directly injected himself with a syringe full of the G-virus. You're not usually supposed to see a virus, but you could actually see it through the syringe moving around inside the syringe.
Yeah,
and so
I think that was probably a very bad idea. There's nothing else you could really
do. He
did
that, and then he became just a blob of mass.
Yeah. But in my thoughts, I thought, like, when we see the G-virus, we see it constantly adapt to new environments, new weapons, and stuff like that for survival. But the T-virus, I haven't seen that yet. All I've seen is it grows and it mutates itself, kind of like immediate evolution. But when Nemesis went into the water, I'm thinking he couldn't swim. So the T-virus, to keep him alive, adapted him to water survival.
There's a reason why he adapted that I cannot say.
Oh, I can't wait to find that out.
It will. Well, you have to find the file.
Okay, so
you'd have to
do
find
a
the
lot
file.
of searching then.
Yeah, you'd have to find the file that explains why that happens, basically. Because I'll say this: he's not just the T virus.
Not just the T virus?
Yeah, there's something else.
Can you tell me, does he have a little bit of G virus in him?
No.
No G virus.
No.
Is Tyrant full G virus?
Tyrant, I believe so, yes.
Huh. And the question I'm going to ask every time, is there any form of Tyrant that can beat Nemesis? Like all the way through?
In other Resident Evil games.
So not Tyrant.
Not the Tyrant that you see in Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, not the Tyrant.
No.
Dang. Tyrant was awesome. I kind of like Tyrant more than I like Nemesis right now. We're going to see how that plays out.
Really?
Right now, yeah.
Because usually Nemesis is the fan favorite.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He is, and he's a lot smarter than I gave him credit for. But
There's a reason actually why he's so smart.
But Tyrant, he was simple. And I don't think anyone wants to live in a world where Tyrant and Nemesis exist at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a world you
Yeah.
want to live in.
Well, there's actually multiple Tyrants.
I'm talking about the Tyrant because he's not just called Tyrant. He's called the Tyrant.
There's multiple versions of him.
Yeah, you told me that there's Tyrant level, and then
In
he's the Tyrant.
in Resident Evil 1, I don't know if you're gonna play Resident Evil 1.
I might not.
But there's a Tyrant in there that's pre-existing already with a mutated claw.
Oh. Interesting. So, like, did it look like Tyrant did at the end of
It
Resident
looked
Evil
like
2?
it looked like Tyrant, but he already had a he already had a claw and a sort of semi-mutated body. But from like his chest and up, he looked like a Tyrant.
Oh. That's new to me. That's completely new to me, actually. I know you told me there's more than one Tyrant because there's Tyrant class entities. But the Tyrant that I'm talking about in Resident Evil 2, his file called him not just Tyrant class, but the Tyrant.
Yeah.
Does that not make him the original Tyrant? Or just the first successful one?
That's just what everybody knows him as.
It's just the Tyrant?
The Tyrant, yeah.
That's fair. I mean,
you're not gonna really like if they're all called Tyrant. You basically that's the Tyrant. That's the Tyrant. That's the Tyrant.
that's the Tyrant. That's the Tyrant, and that's thy Tyrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that would get confusing. But Nemesis is Tyrant class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see it, but I feel like he'd be beyond Tyrant class with what I've seen come from just the first
That's the
one.
highest class is Tyrant class.
There's nothing higher?
No.
Oh.
The Tyrants are where you are right now are supposedly the strongest form of bioweapons that Umbrella has.
And it's basically just their enforcers.
Yeah.
They just use them to get rid of people who know too much.
Mm-hmm.
What a waste.
Well, they actually, there was parts of Umbrella that actually wanted to use the virus for military purposes.
Which is why William Birkin and...
Sell it to the military. That's why. But the other side, I believe, wanted to use it for just control. And that's where William Birkin, he used that syringe and put it in himself to take revenge on anybody who tried to take his virus.
It was kind of like a power move.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to use the GNT virus as a power move.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't end up working in their favor.
Yeah.
Which is why I heard of from the researcher on the camera you meet in RPD through the video call. He says that Umbrella was killing researchers.
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's because they knew too much or they were against the usage of the viruses. It was both?
Yeah.
They knew too much. They used them to create it.
That's Umbrella
How
for
do
you.
you know too much?
That's Umbrella for you.
Umbrella does not make any sense. They contradict themselves consistently.
Yeah. That's Umbrella for you.
All right. Well, we are going to cut to commercial. So while we gather our thoughts, so please enjoy our sponsor. Thank you to support from our sponsor, Think Security. In this modern age, safety for your business and for your property is becoming more and more important. And for you, it should be a top priority. So why not have a trusted source? Introducing Think Security, the newest in security technology. This amazing company creates a variety of items with the intended purpose to keep you safe. Portable alert systems, security cameras, you name it. Go without a doubt with Think Security. You can contact them at 926-7555 or visit them directly at 272 South 5th Avenue in the City of Industry, California. Thank you. Now back to our scheduled entertainment. All right, everyone, and we are back after collecting a few of our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I definitely want to jump into is a confession of mine. I sadly could not play the game as consistently as I'd hoped because life got in the way. So to catch up on the info that I needed was I watched Markiplier's playthrough, a few playthrough. I watched like 2 episodes, like 2 and 3. Just
How dare you?
I had to. We had to do this.
How dare you?
I do have a few spoilers that we're talking about, but it's worth it.
You have forsaken the Resident Evil name.
Forgive me, Father. Forgive me, Nemesis, for I have sinned.
Forgive me, Nemesis, for I have sinned.
But what I wanted to talk about, other than that, was a note that was found in RPD.
Uh-huh.
It was basically an evidence collection, recording of the first game. They said that they found the T-virus underground in a mansion, but it was hard to recover any other evidence connecting it back to Umbrella because the mansion was destroyed.
Uh-huh.
But they knew it was Umbrella because it was an Umbrella laboratory under the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
That, like you told me before, is the birthplace of the T-virus.
Yes. Yes. That's at first not birthplace, but more of first place it was introduced to
Appearance.
society. Yeah.
And what, there's so much history in these just 3 games so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like other games, they don't have nearly as much history that tie back so far.
There's also Resident Evil 0, but we're not going to talk about it.
That's a 0?
The Resident Evil 0, yeah.
What was it, like a prototype or?
Oh.
How would you describe it?
Train.
To be forgotten?
Not to be forgotten. It's a good game, but train.
Train?
Train.
That's it?
Train. That's all I'm going to give you.
It's train.
Yeah, train.
And one guy I want to talk about, Nikolai, I believe is his name. One of the Russian dudes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a traitor.
Traitor.
You traitor! But he betrays his squad and Jill when Nemesis gets on the train.
Classic betrayal.
Right?
He wants to, because I think he wants to sell it.
He's one of the people that wanted to sell it to
He
the
wants to
military.
sell it to the military, yeah.
And you said before that Raccoon City was intentionally cut off from the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. The whole city. The whole city was boarded off and cut off from the rest of the world. And then they bombed it.
To make sure that no one got in and no one got out.
Yep.
So it was a playground for Umbrella.
Basically, yeah.
Umbrella went through so many lengths to sacrifice everything they had just for this.
They just did a bunch of experiments. Some of them failed and some of them didn't. And the ones that didn't fail, they just want to sell now.
So they said,
That's basically what
let's put
happened.
all of our failed experiments in one area and blow it up.
Yeah, the failed experiments is basically the whole city. The whole city isn't a failed experiment, basically.
The city itself was an experiment.
Basically, everybody's turned into a zombie.
Just about, yeah. Yeah, I understand. Now, I have a question that I want to know for sure. Do Carlos or Jill ever confront Leon?
No.
Ever? Not once?
Not in this game, no.
Oh, I wish they did.
No.
I would love to see some dialogue between them.
Mm-hmm.
Between Carlos and Leon
Yeah,
specifically.
Jill doesn't meet Leon. Carlos isn't in any other game besides 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That probably means he dies. Well, I'll find out.
He doesn't die.
He doesn't die, he just disappears.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, let's talk a little bit about Jill then.
Jill, so she's the main protagonist in Resident Evil 1 and 3.
1 and 3?
1 and 3, yeah.
And yeah, because you had told me that the reason she had all of those newspaper clippings in her room was because she was there for the first.
She was there for the first sighting at the mansion.
Yeah, and she was trying to tie it all back to Umbrella.
That's when Nemesis comes in, try to kill her because she knew too much.
I think she was getting too close to the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it said she was ex-police or she was part of the police special task force.
She was RPD.
Yeah. So
She was a STARS member.
just like the guy that Carlos kills when he tries to save the officer. So that's what the STARS office was for. So she was a STARS operative.
Yeah.
So STARS was killing its own people, which that now makes sense.
Wait, STARS killing their own people. What are you talking about?
Wait, I'm mistaking Umbrella for STARS. My bad. Different.
I was about to say.
So
who
STARS
killed who?
STARS is its own operative. My bad. So Umbrella's killing STARS because they found out too much about the T virus. So they sent Tyrant that was made with the G virus after Leon and the rest of RPD, and they sent Nemesis against the higher value targets.
There's actually only one STARS member that they didn't go after.
Who?
Because he was undercover Umbrella.
Who?
Wesker.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to him yet. I've heard his name. I've heard
7
his
minutes
name
is
thrown
all
around.
he can spare, bro.
I've heard his name thrown around.
He's the main antagonist in Resident Evil 5.
In 5?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't 5?
Resident Evil 5 it takes place. It doesn't involve the G virus or the T
Wait, no.
virus.
6 is Biohazard, right?
No, 7 is Biohazard.
Oh, then I'm way off.
Resident Evil 5 takes place up in I think the Middle East, and it's completely different bacteria that's infected everyone over there.
So it's still made by Umbrella.
Yeah. Well, they're involved.
They're involved.
They're
but not
involved.
directly
I don't know the Resident Evil 5 lore like that, but I know they're involved in some sort of parasite that.
So it's like
everybody.
you know the past, you get stuck in the middle, and then you know all about the future.
Yeah.
So for you, it's a little weird to tie everything back.
Yeah.
So, but Umbrella? We got to jump a little bit in the future here. Is Umbrella responsible for anything that happened, or even remotely?
Umbrella
connected?
isn't responsible for literally everything that happens in Resident Evil games.
Okay, so it's responsible for 7. And
Everything. Umbrella is responsible for everything.
Is there any evidence you can find in those games that it connects back to Umbrella?
Yeah. Using files.
Huh.
In Resident Evil Village.
7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
I guess we're under surveillance.
Yeah. Who said that? Who said that?
Well, I guess we have 7 minutes, so we better hurry this up.
Okay. What I was going to say was, in Resident Evil 8, there's I don't know if you played Resident Evil 8.
I've a little bit. I touched it a little bit.
So, there's 5 lords. There's Lady D. The fish dude.
Fish, dude. Fish.
The puppet girl.
Yep.
And then the dude with telekinesis. And then there's Mother Miranda.
Which is the head.
The main symbol for their ritual is the Umbrella logo.
That's crazy. So Umbrella's responsible for everything.
The ritual to put Ethan Winters' daughter back together. That's the logo that you see at the middle of the altar. Is the Umbrella logo.
And then did the Umbrella Corporation kind of fall apart after a certain game?
No. They're still there. Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 8, he works for Umbrella, and they're trying to extract the.
You mean Resident Evil 4?
No, Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 5 and 8 it's Resident Evil 1. Chris Redfield is the main protagonist. Resident Evil 5, he's main protagonist. Resident Evil 8, he's a side protagonist.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is Chris Redfield is there to extract something called the I think it's the mutamycete.
All right, we're kind of running off
Okay,
topic.
yeah,
We gotta get back to 3.
Yes.
Okay, in 3, is there any lore behind the little collectibles, the little toys, or is that just kind of like a side thing?
Oh, I actually don't know. I think they're just a little side mission because you get an achievement for getting them all.
Yeah, and it's the same in 2. There's the little monk, the little.
Yeah, I think those
monkey.
are just little side things that you can do.
Just little side missions.
Yeah.
Other than that, does anyone at all from Resident Evil 2 appear on screen in Resident Evil 3?
The black cop.
Other than
I
him.
forgot his name.
Yes, him, but other than him.
You asked?
Like, I'm talking about, like, big players.
Big players? No.
Not a single one.
No.
That actually kind of pisses me off.
Why?
Because I would have loved to
You don't
see
want new
some-
characters?
I would love new characters, which we got, but I kind of wanted to see the interactions. Like, one thing that I'm a sucker for is interactions from like crossovers and stuff. Those I completely enjoy. I love to see characters with
It's technically
such
not a
different-
crossover if
Yeah,
they're
but,
from
like,
the same game.
In similar cases, characters that had no idea each other existed, meeting each other for the first time. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for those because it's such great interactions for me that I get to see these two characters meet for the first time, and it's just a different experience that I really don't know fully how to explain.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to see just like kind of cross contamination between games would have been awesome, but I understand they wanted to keep like a story going, and you
Yeah.
can't really have the same character involved in the same area.
Yeah.
And that since the games are taking place at the same time,
Yeah.
you would have had to see Resident Evil 3 in Resident Evil 2 in order to see Resident Evil 2 in Resident Evil 3,
Yeah.
which, you know, makes sense. What's going on, if you can tell me, is anything specific going on when Leon blows up the Umbrella Laboratory?
Not in Resident Evil 3, no.
Does the story even get that far?
In Resident Evil 3?
Yeah.
No.
You don't get to see that. The Umbrella
That doesn't
going-
that doesn't it's already happened.
Oh.
And by that time when Jill and Carlos leave Raccoon City, the whole thing blows up.
So it was already blown up.
It
when
was
they left.
already blown up. And Leon and Claire had already escaped.
Okay. So, like, the only point where they start happening at the same time is when the cop gets injured. And then the events of Resident Evil 2 start
Yeah.
taking place. But then at that point, Jill and Carlos are gone. Okay. That gives me more of a better timeline connection.
Yeah.
Because same time, that's a little bit of a jump. But
Well,
at
one
point-
one game starts before the other, but there's a point where they are so like Resident Evil 3 when you're 50%, I think like 50% through that game, it's like 25% through Resident Evil 2.
Do you see why I had trouble believing they were happening at the same time now?
No.
Really? Because I didn't know that certain events happened yet. I didn't know that because stuff that
Did
had
you
happened,
play the first game?
Yes, but things that happened in
Sorry, the second game.
things that happened in Resident Evil 2, right at the beginning of 3, I didn't see how they kind of crossed over. Yeah, zombies overrunning the streets. That's not new.
Well,
but
think about it. Think about it. If you you know you go to RPD in Resident Evil 2, right?
Yep, and that's like where you spend majority of the game.
Okay. If you're going to RPD in Resident Evil 3, how is that possible if it hasn't blown up yet?
No, that's fair. That's
You
why
couldn't
no,
see that?
That makes sense. But my issue was like, where? Because when I hear
What do you
same
mean
time,
where?
hold on.
At RPD.
When I hear same time, I think like part for part. Meaning the moment you started Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2's already begun.
I explained this to you like multiple times.
and I'm never gonna get it.
25. So when you play Resident Evil 3, when you're 50% of the way through the lore accurate story, that's when 25% of Resident Evil 2 has happened.
Okay.
How does that not make sense?
A little bit, just a little bit. I'm a little slow.
What do you?
I'm a little slow.
Okay. Let me put this in a way
Put
you
this
can
in a way you'll
understand.
understand.
Okay, so let's say, remember when Leon and Claire first get in Raccoon City, and they get hit by the truck. You remember that? And then Leon is running to the what was it? He's running to RPD,
Yep.
and he gets there and he sees the Marvin.
Yep.
Just think about Carlos when he sees Marvin. When Leon sees Marvin, he's already bit.
Yep.
When Marvin finds him, or no, when Carlos finds Marvin, he has getting actively bit.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. All right. We are running out of time. The big guy's going to come back soon. Thank you for listening to us. And if you enjoyed, make sure you follow our socials. And if you like what we said, make sure you catch us on Twitch. For me, it is at Dungeon 2 Breaker. I stream typically I'm trying to, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And you can follow me at on my Twitch, which is I_am_Elden Lord.
And that is all the time we have. Thank you, and we better get out of here because I think he's coming back.